for Nova, something that BRU should keep in mind of to take away some of the more either safety as well as early game gank junglers. Yone and Shen is kind of that direction, taking away two different kinds of junglers, one that can carry, but also the other one gives a bit more safety for Nova.
I mean, I don't really like the Shen on long anyway, so good thing. At least it is better. I mean, you have to give a carry position for long, or anything that he can actually impact with regards to damage, plays, and also just maximize his full mechanical ability. And Lee Sin is one of those champions that he can just fully utilize as well. So BRU would just go with a stable pick once again. We talked about the Renekton a while ago in game number 1, and it kind of serves great purpose as well for game 2.
Yeah. One thing I was looking at for Nova, they have 4 melee champions with the marksman on the Ezreal. That's going to be their only ranged champion on the team. But this is a very ballsy composition right now for Nova. I know they won game 1. I know that they were able to control mid to late game. But the thing is, they have 2 scaling champions on their end. It's going to be both the Ezreal and the Kassadin, which are very, very weak in the early game.
I actually would have liked to see Ezreal and Jace together here for BRU, because that would just serve so much poke on their side. Yeah, it's kind of split up. So both of these teams might opt for scaling, particularly their mid laner and their other champions as well. But nobody, but the BRU on this kind of composition kinda would serve great purpose for early game, because Jace has great wave clear, can impact the early game skirmishes, can poke a lot, so they can kind of win the team fight before it even starts.
We'll just need to see for Buriram, because in game 1, but like they were nullified by a lot of their plays weren't really from their own, as we were talking about as well during the cast. There was moments where Buriram was reactive, and yes, they were able to pull through some wins of that in terms of the fights. The sliver of health Yasuo was able to live through because of a reactive play from Buriram. But if you're a reactive team going against a late game scaling composition like Nova has, the timer's on you. You need to be more proactive to put them on the back foot, because this Kassadin has a huge potential to just run through your composition right now. Look at the composition of BRU. They don't really have a lot of champions that have AoE CC. It's only going to be the Gragas. So after Gragas throws a lot of his CC, this Kassadin will have free reign to go through the composition of BRU.
And that's why we see sometimes a combination of Camille and then something like a Galio as well against a Kassadin one. There's so many CC involved. Sometimes even a Vi picked up just to make sure they can lock down the Kassadin and just nullify him. But that's not present at all for BRU. So this is kind of scary, to be honest. Especially that Nova Esports is already match point.
It's something that we will need to, or rather BRU needs to address. Come into this game. They do have the tools. They do have the Lucian and the Gragas, which I think would be really good when it comes to early to mid game against this composition right now for Nova. I also like the starting point for Valdez. He did start to the top side quadrant of the jungle, meaning that he can get to this bot side as soon as he clears his whole jungle. Maybe he can make a play in the bot side to get this Lucian ahead against this against the Ezreal.
Ezreal scales so much as well, or like it takes so much time for the Ezreal to scale up. I think it. Whoa, that's slow. We were just talking about draft. We were just comparing champions. Little did we know there's already so much bullying happening in the top side.
Yeah, and earlier on, right, in game 1, we were asking why is Nian the one piloting the Camille, not Yize? I think that was why they didn't want Tipper to be too traumatized in the early game yet. So let's traumatize him game 2.
So they nerfed themselves in game 1. They were nerfed that way and still like so buff. Man, Nova Esports is built different.
Well, other way to think about it as well, right? Fiora is more safe in the top side rather than putting her in mid, because there's gonna be more chances there, more chances for CC. But Long might look for an insect play here.
Yeah, unable to land the Dusty Punch. Kind of calls off the whole engage here in the bottom lane. Long still will commit though. Has the Dragon's Rage, will be getting the damage here onto what the Jess, but again, he was able to land that kill. I actually thought they would just be walking away, but man.
Yeah, Nova able to pick that up. What the Jess felt like he lived a bit too long there because he was able to drink from his barrel, but Valdez is trying to go for some counter jungle. Yizes just tried to swat him away, but that is at most the answer that BRU can get on the other side of the map. We're going to this replay right here. What the Jessia had a bit of that damage reduction, but wasn't enough. He was only level 3. If maybe he was able to get level 4 as there it was 1 minion away, he might have lived. But yeah, Nova with a good timing on that gap.
I was so close, to be honest. So close. And they kind of invested a lot on that as well. Like the commitment onto securing that kill. BRU unable to answer in the top lane though is kind of detrimental for them. We see already a spike in gold lead without much kills established here by Nova Esports. Now an invade commences and Long just says thank you for the leash onto Valdez. Oh, it's just salt to the wound at this point.
Yeah, and we were talking about Nova. BRU is the one who needs to have a bit more control here in the early game. But as it stands, 2k gold lead is what Nova is looking at as an advantage for them as we get to the 4-minute mark. And that is a very substantial lead because that is not in like a lot of kills. There's only been 1 kill that's been gone to the side of Nova. Only 1 first blood. But means
2k?
Yeah, 2k is just lanes being won right now by Nova outright against BRU, and that is a scary proposition. If you're the team that needs to be in more control over the early game to try to spike up a lead in the mid game, BRU needs to dig deep, needs to figure out how they can stem this bleeding and try to get an advantage against Nova.
Yeah, because I mean, they have the tools to actually set them up for themselves, right? Top lane, they have CC. Bottom lane, they have crowd control as well. The Jace can initiate too with the burst. So there are many ways for them to actually establish some control through small skirmishes, but so far that's not what has been happening. It's almost 5 minutes into the game, and for sure we're gonna be seeing a fight that Nova Esports will not really fall back from. Dominance is gonna be used. He's still pursuing here. Yeah, but Studios at Parachi just land the damage. Long will survive as well, and they will just walk away.
How often do you see a dual lane being here in this part of the map this early on? Nova is just out-rotating BRU right now, catching them out in awkward situations. But they have to kill the top side. There are a couple of cooldowns right now down for Nova, but they still have numbers advantage. They're just waiting for BRU right now to overcommit on this objective.
I mean, they have the Skull Crab to at least give them some movement speed. If ever they do engage, they can full engage or disengage. It depends on them. Cat's gonna be here onto the gal, but not really the best target. As they do secure the RH, someone will die. Yitze will be hook-shotting away. Great from Long just for the disengage. Nova Esports, they give 1 kill. They got a major objective.
Yeah, that was a great kick from Long for disengage, knocking up 3 people from BRU, stopping that fight. BRU decided to go into the fight when the Rift Herald was taken by Nova. As we see in the replay right here, they chipped down the HP bars of Yami, and then as soon as the Herald was taken, they felt like they had to open and go in. But the kick right there from Long essentially stopped this fight from BRU. Now, Herald is being dropped in the mid lane. It should be enough to destroy this turret.
Remake, though, is getting chunked out. Will be fine as this dragon started. You mentioned no contested this time around for BRU. I think they're making some plays in the top side as well to maybe secure their second tower. And that's just gonna help them so much on the gold. 6 minutes in, 2 towers secured. BRU, they're only able to secure just the 1 kill a while ago and the dragon.
Yeah, and these are like different priorities, right? If you are the early game team, you should be prioritizing getting the Herald, and unfortunately BRU was not able to pick that up because Nova did challenge it, knowing full well that that is something that BRU needed. Now, as the later game team, as the late game scaling team, they have secured a lot more gold for themselves, which means they can scale a lot faster towards this late game. Hold it beat very low.
Will not be pursued here by Yami. But just gonna be here, and I kinda don't like seeing him engaging or using all of the CC just on the Galio, because they don't have any CC anymore after that, except for just the Ruthless Predator. Charging up, great shock blast here onto the execute him onto the top side though into Dragon's Rage, and True Shot Barrage is just cherry on top! Man!
It was gifted. It was gifted to the Ezreal. He was like, "Hey, we're fighting topside. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my true shot.
Like,
I'm gonna keep
you.
Thank you. Thank you for the gold." and now Even topside's being pushed right here. Yize.
Oh, that's scary.
Oh my god, they just... What will have to just going in right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult though, because later on the Sigurd is gonna be... Okay, great exhaust. Yize is just saying, nope, you're on your own, Long. And Long says, okay, fine. I'll just try to make an outplay myself, and yeah, just gets a faster trip back to the base.
Yeah, Yize felt like was the one who wanted the fastest trip back to base, but going to this replay in the bot side, Valdez did get jumped here by Yami. There's 3 members of Nova, so it's gonna be a very tough ass. Almost getting the kill on Yami as well, but unfortunately, because of the brush, wasn't able to be seen, wasn't able to be targeted by any of the damaging abilities, and this has just gone from bad to worse right now for BRU. 8 minutes into the game, there's a 7,000 gold lead for Nova.
It's a deeper hole that they are in right now. 7 feet deep, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Nova Esports are just keep on pushing them down. It's really good on the macro play. Micro as well has been top-notch on this team. And this is one of the reasons why, despite their position right now in the CN Confidence standings, we still look forward to them being able to have a great performance. A single ultimatum here and a hook shot away just to be able to be safe, but after getting stunned, he did force out a flash. Nova Esports still are fine.
Yeah. But BRU, they're not able to get any of these small objectives now that they're fighting for in their jungle. Blue buff has been taken away by Nova. Nova's been fighting them from every inch, and as BRU, yeah, anything. Any small thing. I even think at this point maybe a honey fruit would be fought over by Nova just to force the fight against BRU, and they could very well win these fights because they are scaling so fast into this game. Just looking at the items right now, Nia, he's only level 11. He has 2. He has 2 completed items. Yeah, if they do, Nova, do it. Prove me correct.
Please, I would want to see that as a highlight as well. This one fight over a honey fruit, because. Well, sometimes, right, they take the honey fruit for the extra gold and such, but don't really like that rune anymore.
That's still 45 gold, right? 45 gold you're denying from the enemy team.
It's like 2 minions, half a cannon.
Half a cannon. Take it.
Fight for it.
Fight for it. but going back right now, they're not fighting for the honey fruit yet. There's no big honey fruit objectives that they are anywhere close to. But Nova is positioning themselves for this eventual Infernal Drake that's going to be spawning in a few. BRU as well are putting more members here in the bot side. But even with just 2 or 3 members from Nova, they're definitely a lot stronger than BRU at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the scaling is starting to be online here for Nian. Level 11? Yeah, that's already... quite a bit of Fed Kassadin, to be honest, especially with the smoke conversations happening already. Balda's gonna get taken down with the barrage. Heroes enters as well to display some of the members. BRU and Tipper is starting to run away. Calling gonna be used as well just to force them back. But Nova Esports is happy to fall back, but because they have their sights on the dragon right now here.
Yeah, they traded the life of Camille, who just picked up the Hull Breaker as well. That's gonna be a very scary split pushing Camille for the side of Nova, and now they have a Drake on their hands. They have 4 turrets as well. Going to this replay, Yize just really forcing the issue on Valdez, even dodging a bit of that damage with the Hexic Ultimatum cast. I feel like Nova were also trying to bait out BRU right here, but yeah, the damage on Cold Defeat, the highlight right there. But on the top side,
double body time into the cask, and BRU will finally get the team fight win. They just won. They still need more. They need to bash up this tower in the top lane to secure, or maybe just recover rather, a couple of gold loss that they've had over the course of this 11-12 minute game.
Yeah, welcome back BRU into this game, making plays. Welcome back. Glad to see you playing the game right here, cutting down that gold lead, which felt like got to about 10k at some point. Now is at 5k, and now they're starting up this Baron. Yeah,
this is gonna be very scary. Dominance gonna be already still committing onto the Baron. Hexic Ultimatum here as well as Nia just going in with the Heroes Entrance as well, coming from Yize, teleporting coming on Remake, and they're just forcing BRU to just fall back. Colin got hit and gonna get killed as well. Drake coming in into the Sonic Wave. Resonate is trying to just follow up. In the end as well, is gonna be accessing the backline. It's only one the Destiny remaining alive. To think that BRU had 2 kills beforehand and still got aced, and Nova Esports gifted with a Baron with Rapper and a note. Just thank you note for Nova Esports now for this leash.
Long took the triple V highway, the expressway towards the backline of BRU as they were trying to get back. He kicked the Lucian over the wall, but go to this replay right here. BRU going for a very desperate Baron at this point, but you're gonna see the damage output from the late game. Casted damage. He's gonna jump on Timber, taking a quarter of his HP with just the Rift Walk, and by the end here, BRU needs to fall back. They need to get as much kills, much damage on Nova as they can as Nova is fighting. But look at Long. He's gonna have this Sonic Wave, kicking VVV over the wall and having this expressway towards the two members of BRU left, letting Nova clean up the fight.
Man, it's chef's kiss. Also, just man, you could have ended the highlight a little short.
Yeah. Yami was done a bit dirty there.
Yeah, it's a little dirty, to be honest. It's also gonna get taken down. Yami's all alone. It's a little bit sad after him just dying alone in the Baron a while ago, and still he is stalling for days. They'll finally fall down, but Nova Esports is answering back here in the bottom lane. Chocolate gonna be used here as well as the move played by Golden Feet, but unable to just stack in the members here of Nova Esports. Then actually getting caught a little bit there, but still able to take this tower in the mid lane by Remake.
Yeah, BRU trying to make some more proactive plays now on the map. 40 minutes into the game, they tried to get that top side and they were able to get 2 picks. Yami does. Well, it's just a series of unfortunate events for him. He died first to the Baron, and then he got left alone the top side trying to help out the Camille. But now BRU able to reclaim some lost territory for themselves, although albeit this is just gonna be such a short time for them, because when Nova gets back to the map, they're gonna be able to reclaim all this territory. And you got Nian, he's already level 14. He just picked up the death cap as well. This is a fully online casting at this point. He's gonna melt through the health bars of BRU.
Oh yeah. You know what would just be so irritating as well if ever he picks up that item? GA.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just imagine just being pinned down, invested with everything, and still has like a second life. And there's no anymore like any catch tools that BRU has.
Yeah, you invest everything while he was rift walking away from it, jumping around, and then has a second life. Has a stasis as well.
He can still rift walk away.
It can still rift walk away when he lives it. Oh, no. Please. I don't want to live in that world. BRU right now trying to not think about that situation. They're trying to be in their happy place at this point, just farming, just trying to scale up. Yeah, think happy things, think happy places. Yizedo is in a very good spot, even though there are 2 members of BRU, possibly 3, can still just get away because he is using Camille. But with the dragon up right now, BRU might try at least to get some pick-offs. If they're able to get a pick-off early on, it could be a good way for them to start the fight, but still Nova is just really strong at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they can just start this dragon up if they want to, but they want to also just catch BRU off guard, force them to commit something, maybe a cast, maybe a body slam, maybe any ult here on BRU side. But as they walk away, Nova Esports says, you don't want to fight? Fine, we'll take this dragon for free.
Now, take it for free, walking towards a Baron that's just about to spawn. No vision. Actually, there is a bit of vision, I think. No, sorry, I thought that was a ward right there. But yeah, no vision right now for BRU. They don't know how this Baron is going. They know that Nova has walked over that location, and now wards are being placed. Nova might be looking to spot to spring a trap, but Long did just back away. What can BRU do at this point? BRU can only try to poke out the members of Nova, maybe try to capitalize on a mistake. The biggest mistake that Nova can make here right now is a misposition on either the Ezreal or the Lee Sin, which is still a very tough ask because they have ways to get away. But what the Jess might be getting caught out here.
Body slam away. But again, one bigger problem as well is the Camille that is already winning against a red Necton, split pushing into the bottom lane. So that's 2 pressure being established here by Nova Esports as they just linger down into this topside river. What it is going to be the one tanking and checking. The cast is not going to be so pure this time around. Nova Esports find the backlane as well. BBB might be in trouble, but Leon actually getting chased out. Baz crashing in and trying to go with a hammer 4, but gets just response instead. The Nova Esports even got to the Necton in the bottom lane. This is already pushing into the bottom lane as well, getting that inhibitor power as this Golden Feet. Vladimir is actually doing some work here into this fight. Sin why Long will still just be walking away because there's nothing to be left anymore for BRU. Yes, it's done! It's a 2-0 sweep by Nova Esports.
Yeah. Yize wants the game to be done as fast as he can. Gets the 2-0 against Buriram, and by the end there, we saw signs of life from Buriram. Some plays being made, some pickups that were being done, as well as the damage being online for Golden Feet. But it's a little bit too little too late by the end there. Nova able to secure the 2-0.
Man, oh man.